Once upon a time, in a small village called Duru, there lived a beautiful young girl named Muzhini. She was the only child of her parents, and they doted on her like egg. She meant everything to her parents, and they loved her so much that life without her would be meaningless to them. They were a one great family. Muzhini was born on earth, but from a very young age, she was fascinated by the river that flowed through her village. Muzhini's connection with the river spirit began when she was very young. She would often sit by the water's edge and listen to the sound of the rushing water. She would watch the fish swim by and the birds fly overhead, feeling a sense of peace and wonder. One day, while sitting by the river, Muzhini saw a beautiful shimmering figure rise from the water. It was the river spirit. Muzhini was struck by its beauty, blazing eyes and grace. The spirit spoke to her in a soft melodic voice. Muzhini felt a deep connection with it. From that day on, Muzhini spent every moment she could by the river, talking to the spirit and learning about its ways. She knew that she wanted to be a part of that world, but she had a loving parent on earth. I would miss them if she went with the spirit. The spirit told her to follow her one day, that she would bring her back, on seeing that she was so much attached to her physical parent. And Muzhini agreed. She agreed because she had started to trust the water spirit. She followed her into the water. Meanwhile, in the village, her parents and the villagers were worried when they did not see her come back home. They started to look for her. For days, they were looking for her, crying everywhere. Her parents were almost mad with frustration. The only child they had, they were crying. Everyone was gathered. After 3 days, they concluded that she must have drowned in the river. But how? If she was drowned in the river, they were expecting that the following day, she would float to the spot where she had been, the water had carried her. But the second day, they did not see her dead body. The third day, they did not see her dead body. So, Muzhini's parents were beyond themselves with grief, and the villagers were all sad. Meanwhile, Muzhini was in the water. She learned about the plants and animals that lived in the river and how to cook different types of exotic food and dishes she had never seen before. She felt a deep sense of respect and gratitude for the gift of water. She was carried away by the things she saw, and thoughts, days were going, weeks were going. She lost track of time. But one day, the thought of her family came into her mind immediately, and her parents on earth were good and loving parents. She was their only child. She started to cry. She would not like to leave them just the way she was doing right now, she thought. She wanted to make them happy, but now, her leaving them and being here, she did not know how long she had left them now. She felt unhappy. So she became worried and told the spirit to let her go because she wanted to see her parents. They did not want her to return because they had come to like her. But she promised them that she would be back. And they now brought her out of the water with many gifts. When Muzhini got to the river bank, a group of fishermen passing by, they were passing by the spot where she stood. They heard her talk and were shocked to find her there. They quickly rescued her from the water and led her with her load back to the village. Everyone shouted when they saw her. They were happy to see Muzhini, and they asked her where she had been. Her parents were worried as soon as they saw the mother fainted. When she told them where she had been, they were all surprised. She told her parents she had promised the people in the river that she would return to live with them. Her parents were crying when they heard that. You always go to the water to stay. What do you expect? One day you will see something that you've not seen before. Spirits abound in the rivers, in the water. Definitely with your admiration and everything. You will likely see something one day. The parents were saying, now what are they going to do? All the things she brought were things they've never seen in the world before. Strange bags, beautiful things, strange things. They were afraid to use it because no one wanted to get contaminated with what they did not understand. So everyone told her that for her to go back to the river, she should say no. She has to live with them. Because if she says she wants to go back to the river and live with the water spirit, it means she will die and leave everyone in the village, including her parents. And she will never see them again. Muzhini did not like that. And so when the spirit started appearing to her, disturbing her to come back, that they were missing her, that she should come back, Muzhini became afraid. She did not want to die and leave her parents. Moreover, she was created to live on earth, so why should she disappear to the water? If the Creator had wanted her to live in the water, she would have been created in the water. Since the Creator made her to live on earth with her loving parents, it's better for her to follow what the Creator has given to her. So she started to cry. Her parents and family decided to do something about it. They had to save her. Otherwise, the water spirit were ready to take her by force. Out of fear of losing their only child, Muzhini's parents went to the traditional medicine man to beg him to help them. He came and appeased the river spirit so that Muzhini could live her life peacefully. Muzhini's connection with the river spirit was broken. The man broke the connection, otherwise Muzhini would have died. She no longer saw them in her dreams. And in the physical, she started feeling a sense of peace and bliss. From that day on, Muzhini spent every moment she could at home, radiating in the love and care her parents showered on her. She felt a sense of love and assurance from her parents when she looked into their eyes and saw the love within. And she knew she no longer wanted to become a part of that world of the river. She felt a sense of respect and gratitude for the gift of the earth and such a loving family. As Muzhini grew older, she became more and more fascinated with the fact that she was created to live on earth, and so must appreciate it and not crave for another world that she did not belong to. Now, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my videos.